Yes. So in intermediate level we have first year and second year. In that chemistry mainly we can divide in the three parts that you know. We will discuss chemistry in the three parts. One is the physical chemistry. One is organic chemistry. And inorganic. And these three mainly we can discuss in the 11th and 12th. And physical chemistry, the topics are like this. The first topic in the physical chemistry, that is the 11th, class 11. We have the mole concept. There is also basic concept of chemistry. Actually we will discuss in the chapter the concept of mole and its interrelations. Sometimes we can discuss this as a stoichiometry also. Here we will discuss some stoichiometry calculations, stoichiometry related calculations. And some type of reactions, that is a redox reactions, type of redox reaction, their oxidation state calculations, balancing of redox reactions, all this comes under topic of mole concept or stoichiometry 1 or stoichiometry 2 we can say sometimes. This is the first chapter. And this mole concept chapter is very important for physical chemistry. So we can say is a kind of core topic for the physical chemistry. Why? Because most of the remaining physical chemistry chapters are interrelated with this mole concept chapter. So we should be good at in this part. So this is a core part, we can say. Core part to the physical chemistry. So very important here. So after that we have other physical chemistry chapters like atomic structure, and recently questions are asking from the atomic structure, mainly advanced level. This is very important for advanced level, atomic structure. And there we will discuss mainly the atomic model and in depth about the atom, what type of fundamental particles are there in the atom, like electrons, protons, neutrons, and the electronic configurations, the shape of orbitals, and everything we can discuss in the atomic structure. And the next important physical chemistry chapter here, states of matter. So we know that matter can be exist in three physical states, mainly gas, liquid and solid. But in the 11th we will discuss especially about the gaseous state. So instead of states of matter we can go with especially a gaseous state. The remaining two physical states, that is the liquid state and the solid state, we will discuss in the 12th. Gaseous state. This is one of the physical chemistry chapter in the 11th. These chapters comes under 11th, first year. And after that we have the thermodynamics chapter. Again, thermodynamics is very important for competitive advanced level examination, IIT advanced examination. Most of the questions they will come from thermodynamics. So mainly thermodynamics we will discuss the transformation of energy heat energy one form to other form, how it changes, and various energy terms and entropy, Gibbs free energy, everything we will discuss in thermodynamics. And after that we have one more chapter, equilibrium. And this equilibrium again we will discuss in two parts. Actually, if you see in the NCERT, it is one chapter, but we will discuss this equilibrium in two parts. One is a chemical equilibrium and one is ionic equilibrium. Chemical and ionic equilibrium. Again, ionic equilibrium is very important for advanced level. Most of the questions can be come from the ionic equilibrium and thermodynamics. These are the very important chapters from the first year, and atomic structure for advanced level. And these are the main chapters present in the 11th class. Physical chemistry chapters these are. And out of all this, mole concept is a core part to the physical chemistry chapters. And then come to the second year. In the 12th or second year, we have the topics like this. And anyhow, in the first year, we will discuss the states of matter in the gaseous state. So in the 12th, we will discuss the remaining two physical states in detail. There is a liquid part, that means the liquid solutions or simply solutions. And next one more physical state, solid state. We have the liquid solutions and solid state. These two physical states we will discuss. Apart from this, other physical chemistry chapters, we have the chemical kinetics, and electrochemistry, surface chemistry, so these are some other physical chemistry chapters which are present in the 12th. Anyhow, here some of the physical chemistry chapters you can deal with physics topics also. Some of the physics chapters related to the chemistry topic. Here atomic structure and a few of the parts also you can discuss in the physics, and also thermodynamics. A few of the points will repeat in the physics also. And come to the second year, especially chemical kinetics. Here about the nuclear chemistry, first order reaction, that also you can discuss in the physics. Some are interrelated topics between the physics and chemistry. That is overall about the physical chemistry and physical chemistry topics we have both in 11th and 12th. And next come to the organic chemistry. Come to the chemistry case, always when the name organic chemistry comes, we'll see in a different manner. Why? Because sometimes this organic chemistry looks easy and also very tough. If you understand the basic levels, then you can go very smoother manner in organic chemistry. And if you are feel tough in the fundamentals, then further chapters are very hard. So you can say like mathematics also here. In the mathematics, if you are good in the fundamentals and formulas, you can do, and you will get a very good interest in the mathematics. So similar in the organic also, if you are good in the fundamentals, especially basic organics, general organic chemistry, the remaining part will come very easily. Okay, that we will see. This organic chemistry, especially in the 11th, we have the topics basic organic chemistry. This basic organic mainly covers the nomenclatures of organic compounds, classification and nomenclature. And next it deals with isomerism. Again, isomerism we have two types, broadly structural and stereoisomerism, that also we'll discuss. This is again very important for advanced level. And next general organic effect, that is a reaction mechanism and types of reactions, electronic effects, everything that comes under General Organic Chemistry, that we can say GOC, and it covers electronic effects, like inductive effect, mesomeric effect, and hyperconjugation. Next, it covers reaction mechanism, and intermediates, carbocations, carbon anions, free radicals, everything. Most of the part will covered in the GOC, General Organic Chemistry. And this again we can say GOC, General Organic Chemistry, again it is a core part to the organic chemistry. Like mole concept is a core part to the physical chemistry. Similarly, General Organic Chemistry, GOC, also core part to the organic chemistry. Again, if you are good, if you are strong in this General Organic Chemistry, that is in electronic effects, mainly there we will discuss the orders, so which is having more stable, less stable, more acidic, less acidic, and the reaction mechanism. And this reaction mechanism will give the prediction of the product when one reactant and reagent will react each other and we will get the product. And most of the cases we can predict the product based on the reaction mechanism. So if you are again good in the reaction mechanism, you can easily identify the product. That one mostly this GOC will covers. It is a kind of logical and interesting part also. It is also core part to the organics. After this we have the organic compounds preparation and their properties, like physical and chemical properties. Means we have the chapters. Like first we see in the 11th we have the chapter hydrocarbons. So in that hydrocarbons we'll discuss mainly about saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons, their preparation and chemical and physical properties. First one, alkanes. And the second one, alkene. And the third, alkynes. And the fourth one, benzene. So again these general organic chemistry and hydrocarbons, that especially alkene and benzene. And if you are good in these two topics, means preparation and properties, and this GOC, and most of the part again will repeat in the 12th organic chemistry. Most of the reactions will repeat from the alkenes chapter and most of the reactions will repeat from the benzene chapter. Alkanes also, but this is very important among all, more weightage in nature. This is the topics present in the first year organic chemistry. And come to the 12th organic, we have again the functional groups and their preparation properties. It's a kind of continuation, and here only we have the saturated unsaturated hydrocarbons we have discussed in the 11th, and we will discuss in the 12th mainly the functional groups like alcohols or halogen derivatives or oxygen derivatives, like we can go with halogen derivatives. And the second one, alcohol, OH functional group containing compounds. Here we will discuss alcohols, phenols, ethers, everything. Next we will discuss about the carbonyl compounds. Carbonyl compounds means both aldehydes and ketones. Again this is very important chapter for the advanced level in the 12th organic chapter, carbonyl compounds. And next we have the carboxylic acids. And next amines, nitrogen compounds. These are the main basic organic compounds. And apart from this we have other chapters like biomolecules, polymers. Some of the organic part will involve here. Polymers and chemistry in everyday life, some other chapters. And come to the inorganic. This is about the organic, both the 11th and 12th organic topics. So you have, unlike physical chemistry and inorganic chemistry, come to the organic. So if you are good in the fundamentals, GOC, the remaining chapters are all chapters are interrelated. But in case of physical chemistry, few of the chapters they are interrelated, but organic is not like that. Each and every chapter is interrelated to that basic concepts of organic. That means first year organic. First year organic is very, very important. And come to the inorganic chemistry. We have the chapters in the 11th in organic. The first basic chapter is a periodic table. So here in the periodic table mainly we will discuss the formation of long form of periodic table, the approaches, how it is, what are the developments occurred before the formation of the long form of periodic table, and the classification of periodic table based on the electronic configuration, based on the blocks and based on the groups and periods, everything. And next trends, periodic trends. That means atomic radii or ionic radii, ionization energy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity. There are some periodic trends apart from the metallic nature, electropositivity, electronegativity, oxides nature, basicity, acidity, everything we will discuss in the periodic table. Again, this periodic table and elements properties also very, very important. Again, it is interrelated to the some of the inorganic chapters. Again, this is very, very important, the periodic table. And next, one more important chapter in the inorganic chemistry is the chemical bonding. Again, we can discuss mainly the bonding nature in the inorganic compounds. So as like previous, in case of physical chemistry, we discussed that mole concept is a core part. In case of the organic chemistry, basic organic and GOC is a core part. Likewise, in the inorganic, chemical bonding also very, very important topic, and also it is a core part to the inorganic chemistry, we can say. Means most of the inorganic chapters again interrelated to this chemical bonding. And mostly here we will discuss in the chemical bonding the types of the bonds, ionic, covalent, coordinate, metallic bonds, their properties, and the concept of hybridization, valency bond theory, molecular orbital theory, everything we will discuss. And mostly these all topics will interrelated to the remaining inorganic chapters. So again we can say chemical bonding is very, very important in the inorganic, that in the level. Again also it is a weightage chapter for various types of competitive examinations. And after this we have directly in detail about the periodic table. So initially in the periodic table we will discuss only the elements, their classifications, but after that we will discuss in detail about the group elements. In the periodic table we have the S block, P block, D block, F block, and all S block elements, their preparation properties, and P block elements. Like that we will discuss individually. So 11th we have S block elements. S block means it has both first A and second A alkali and alkaline earth metals. Means some of the compounds, first A for example, if you take sodium and sodium compounds, sodium hydroxide, sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, their preparation properties in detail study we can discuss in the S block. Come to the second A group elements, beryllium, magnesium, calcium compounds, calcium oxide, calcium carbonate, cement compounds, everything we can discuss. And next P block. In the P block we have the 6th group, that is the boron family, carbon family, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and zero group. But mainly we will discuss in the 11th two of the groups in the P block, that is the 13th and 14th, means boron family and carbon family. And these two family element, their properties and some of the compounds preparation properties we will discuss in the P block. Next, apart from this we have the hydrogen, its compounds. And we know that in the periodic table the position of hydrogen is uncertain, not fixed, where the hydrogen is present, whether it is the first A group it belongs to alkali metal or halogen families. Still some research is going on, but there is no fixed position for the hydrogen. That is why we will discuss individually about the hydrogen and its compounds. So its compounds means mainly we will discuss about hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen and hydrogen peroxide. Again, their preparation properties. And apart from this, we have environmental chemistry. These are the few inorganic chapters in the 11th. And come to the 12th inorganic chapters. So here we will discuss the rest of the group elements like P block. In the 11th we will discuss only 13th, 14th, but come to the 12th we will discuss the remaining, that is the 15th, means nitrogen family and oxygen family and halogens, fluorine family. And apart from these noble gases, 0 group elements, that we will discuss in the 12th. And next other block elements, D and A block. D and A block also we will discuss in the 12th. These group elements. And after this, one of the important inorganic chemistry chapter in the 12th is coordination chemistry. Again, we can say this is very important chapter and also a weightage chapter. Coordination compounds or coordination chemistry. Again, this is very important. And weightage. And also it is a kind of logical chapter. Mostly inorganic chemistry is the memory based chemistry. That depends on the memory power. Whereas physical chemistry and organic chemistry is not like that. There is a kind of some analytical thinkings will involve there and some logic thinkings involved. Some conceptual is there. But whereas inorganic, most of the cases memory, but a few times some conceptual things are there. Like in case of coordination compounds, chemical bonding, periodic table, there you can apply some logic, some concepts. Whereas in case of group elements like S block, P block and D block, so no logic, completely you have to buy out. It is a memory based chapters. And apart from this we have some metallurgy chapter in the 12th. These are the few important chapters present in the 12th inorganic. So overall these chapters we are going to study in 2 years, 11th and 12th. So overall here, so first year physical chemistry, first year organic chemistry and first year inorganic chemistry, and these are very important. I told you like some whole concept from the physical chemistry and GOC from the organic chemistry and periodic table and chemical bonding from the inorganic chemistry. So if you are good in that fundamentals, the remaining chapters anyhow you can go with very smoother way. These are the chapters. Now come to the competitive examinations. Mainly our focus here mains and advanced. IIT mains and advanced. Mostly in mains and advanced, the questions comes from the 3 parts: physical, organic and inorganic, but the weightage is almost 30%. So minimum 30% weightage you will get from the physical, organic, inorganic out of 100%. We cannot say exactly 33%, but almost. For example, if you take mains paper and now they are giving 30 questions for mains. In 30 questions means mostly you can see 10 questions from the physical chemistry and 10 questions from the organic chemistry and 10 questions from the inorganic, more or less. So 1 or 2 questions may differ. We cannot say exact 10 question, maybe 8 to 12 approximately 1-2 questions may differ, but almost 30% weightage will come individually. You cannot skip anyone. For example, if you feel difficult with physical chemistry, if you go with organic and inorganic, you cannot cover 100%. And if you feel difficulty with organic, you cannot cover. And if you are poor in the memory part, and if you are going with physical organic, means also that will not cover. So you should go with the three parts, that is a physical, organic and inorganic. Then only you can score good in mains and advanced also. Then how to prepare and what type of reference books. Most of the time some students will ask what type of reference books we have to follow so to get good score in mains and advanced. And these are the few reference books you can follow, but they are not 100% sure. We can go with only the reference, means they can give some guidance, not 100% is a score. I come to the physical chemistry. For concept understanding purpose, you can go with Cengage publications. And for numerical solving case, you can go with the book Narendra Awasthi. This is a practice purpose. And Cengage, you can read the concept and also you can do the practice here. And apart from the Cengage, you can go with Balaji publications also, like O.P. Tandon or Bahadur books, and so many are there. But you can choose anyone. You cannot say Cengage only the good, and you cannot say only Bahadur is a good. So they are having their own specialities. You can choose anyone. Mainly for practice purpose, you can go better to go with Narendra Awasthi. And come to the organic. Again, organic, so many reference books are there, but instead better to go with some practice books. In that we have the M.S. Chauhan and Himansh Pandey. You can follow this. Himansh Pandey. Again, these are for practice purpose. And if you want to read, there are so many reference books again, like Jagadamba Singh we have, Jerry March we have, like the so many books are there, but no need to go for the individual books, it may take time. Better to go with practice. Here these books are better. And come to the inorganic. And mainly we can go with V.K. Jaiswal. Some PMS, his book also very good for practice. But for theory purpose, sometimes some people will give the reference for the JDL also. You can go with the JDL, and there you can see some concept as well as the practice questions. In here you can see only practice questions, PMS and V.K. Jaiswal. These are anyhow some reference books, Nana. And no book will give the 100% guarantee for your success. Only they can give some path. They can give some guidance. So I'll give the final, the reference, the path you have to follow for the preparation. This is the reference books, is actually how to see at end. So the path for the preparation. For both mains and advanced level. So first one, you have to give the preference to the class notes. This is very, very important. So you have to maintain the proper class notes, and you have to write the notes properly and very neatly, and you have to read the notes immediately after completion of the class. That is very, very important. Then you can go with, in most of the cases with for these competitive examinations, NCERT is very important. NCERT, or we can go with our Telugu Academy, and both are almost equal. Both are having the same content, NCERT textbook or Telugu Academy. And the third one, now you can practice or you can read something from the college material. College will provide you some material and you can solve the questions from the material. And the last is a reference book. Still, if you have the time, still you are more hunger to read and to practice, you can go with the reference books. You should not alter these order. Reference books is the last. Like so many reference books are there, and if you have some other books in your mind, you can go through that also, no problem. And those books I give some regular following books. I cannot say they are the 100% guarantee books for the to get the mains, advanced, or whatever the type of competitive examinations. So whatever the book, either class notes or NCERT or college material reference, or even the teacher. No one is not give the 100% for your success. So finally the person who is responsible for your success is you only. How you are following and how you are understanding and how you are preparing and how you are hard working and what is your analytical levels and what is your memory levels, that only will decide, and how accurately you can do in examinations. Some people may catch very easily, but in examinations they may not do. They may shiver in examination, they may tense in examinations. So that also execution also very important in examination. So everything will count for your success. But preparation purpose, better to follow these things. So most of the cases, some student, they will buy some big books, and they'll full in their almaras, and but no use for that. Better to go the simply manner. NCERT is very simple book and is very good for the both mains and advanced. You can score very easily if you read the NCERT line to line, corner to corner. After class notes, NCERT and college, mostly these three are sufficient. I'm telling, still if you are hunger, you can go with the reference books. That depends on the time. Okay, this is some basic idea about the chemistry and how to prepare and what type of chapters we have both in the 11th and 12th, and what type of reference materials we have to follow and how to prepare everything.